it, and I can give you the what Reece Hilton, the bailiff, he admits to taking the car and giving it to, was ordered to take it to someone else. When I reported Reece Hilton to the council and told him why he was doing it, they came round yesterday, took my van and took my wife's car. Okay, right? Don't know where they are. No paperwork. We went to the police last night. We said, my wife's car's been taken. They said, oh, bailiff, Paul Rawiski took it. We rang Mr. Rawiski. He said, what did you do with the car? I said, I don't know. We are being blackmailed, right? I am being blackmailed, right? And I've named the individual. I can't tell you why they're blackmailing.
Well, you're going to have to, aren't you?
I will tell that to Sir Bernard Hogan-Howe. I will tell him the reason they're blackmailing.
We can't put a crime report on it if you're not going to tell us the full information.
I can't tell you because I don't trust no one. That's how serious.
Listen, what do you want us to do?
I want you to deal with these fraud, the fraud.
Well, mate, if you're being blackmailed, you need to tell us the ins and outs of it, don't you?
I will, but listen, I can't. I know.
What do you want us? How can we help you? You've
I'll
got
tell you what you can do.
Yeah, but we can't do it. We need the full story, don't we? To be able to go and deal with the fraud incident.
Yeah,
It's all
I
together,
understand.
We need everything, don't we?
I understand what you were saying.
That's like saying I've stolen something. I'm not saying I've stolen.
But it's the same. If I said to you I've been beaten up, right, because someone is blackmailing me, you'd have to deal with the beating up. You wouldn't say, well, you can't do nothing about you being beaten
It's all
up.
linked, isn't it? It's all linked. It's all a chain of events that have caused it.
It's a chain of events.
We need to know the full chain of events.
You need to know. But I will tell, I'll guarantee you, you give me a crime number, I will ring Bernard Hogan-Howe tomorrow and I'll say, this is the reason. Because if I tell you now, the pressure on you, the pressure that's going to be put on you to have me taken out, ain't worth it. That's why I can't tell you. I can't
help. Unless you're going to help us, we can't help you, can we?
Listen to
What do
me.
you want him to do, Lauren?
I want him to give me a crime number. Because when you give me a crime number, right?
Crime number for what? Crime number for what?
Right.
What, Larry? Calm down. What do you want him to give him a crime number for? For the fraud.
For the fraud.
Right.
Right. You've got no right to drive your bus in that bus lane, have you? Right? We're not allowed to drive our in the bus lane, all right? Okay, we haven't. It's all printed here. Trust me, we can't drive in bus lanes, okay? We're not allowed to. So why is he?
It's an ambulance. You can. It's an ambulance.
I've had an ambulance for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? I've had one bus lane ticket with Barnet Council.
Okay.
It went to adjudicated and I won.
Right. Okay.
Never had one. Barking and Daddy were doctoring the photographic evidence in the penalty charge notices.
How do you know that?
Because I've got one here. I've got the photograph here. That is my van. It's got to be marked. Legally, it's got to be marked both sides. It's got veteran ambulance across the front. Where's the photographic evidence? It's here somewhere.
So why has this been doctored? I don't understand why.
No, that's my van as it looks.
That's just a picture. That's
okay.
I'm sorry, but the paper, I've got a parking ticket from them here. It's here. It was here somewhere. I'm so sorry. I'm just a bit stressed.
Right, mate, it's just a can of worms, isn't it? I just need to get.
Yeah,
sort out how we can help you out.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, right? But I know
we
what.
need everything from you before we can put anything down because.
I know what will happen. I'll tell you what will happen. If I told you that I was blackmailing, the reason I was blackmailing you, mate. If I told you the reason, right? You.
So how does this officer put a blackmail report on and go, this gentleman's been blackmailed?
I've named you the people that are doing it. All you got to do is go and pick them up and ask them why they're doing it. They will tell you.
You can't ask people questions. How can I interview you?
Just talk about.
How do I interview you and ask you questions when I have?
I've got loads of these at all. There's my van. They've had to doctor out of the sign writing on the front. So that's what they do, and all you see is the number plate. I've got loads of them. I've got loads of them in your.
like that.
So why are the doctor doing it?
The picture's blank. They take you to practice. And then they say, and then they don't produce the documents that prove it's evidence.
When I go,
pretend like it's a car.
Right? And I'm saying, I've got, they sent one bill for 1900. I don't need to, I need to talk to the police. Right?
It's a crime.
It's a crime.
It's a crime. It's fraudulent.
Bailiff fraud is crime. That's what it says here from the Baroness of Scotland, the Attorney General. I know what you're saying.
I'm really...
I'll tell you what
We're
it
stuck
is.
in the middle here, unfortunately, police are.
Police are
Because
very
we've got a
reluctant.
council issue.
No. This is a fraud issue.
Right, just listen to me.
It's a fraud
What I'm
issue.
trying to say, regardless of... If they're giving you tickets, yeah, okay, they might be illegal, I don't know that at the right time, okay? I don't know that. I don't know how their paperwork looks like, I don't know what they do with it.
Right.
The only thing I can suggest you do at this moment in time is get a solicitor.
No, I'm not going to see a solicitor.
Fine.
Okay, listen.
You're not helping me, because if you go to solicitor, they can search this and look at this. If that is then fraudulent, you can then come to police and we can then do something about
But
it.
you're only going to take it from a solicitor, you're saying? That
It's
is
because the ticket matter is a civil matter, a civil court, okay? And if that
Hold on a
then
minute.
finds out
Can I just-
we can then take
Can I just
further
explain
charge.
something to you? A bailiff commits fraud if he fills in a bill for work he never done. You know that.
Yeah, but
No. Did you?
who you take this for? The bailiff is telling you this?
Sorry?
He doesn't know the background, Larry, so you have to start from
No. A bailiff commits fraud if he charges for work he hasn't done. A bailiff commits fraud if he hasn't got a certificate and he sees his goods. You know that.
Yes, but...
Right. I've got documents in here, loads of them,
Right.
from anonymous bailiffs. Don't exist on the register, made up names. When this was all happening, I said, what is wrong here?
This is what all bailiffs, that is all civil matters. They are not police matters. Bailiffs are not, they're not
I told
doing
you.
this,
If they're
right?
criminals-
It is civil.
No, it's not.
It's civil
Listen,
court.
I'm a witness to something so big,
I know.
And
keep
you,
saying this,
right?
You're not saying what it is.
and
You need to get the bailiff side and the fraud side
and
sorted
you,
with the solicitor
with all
first.
due respect, I come in here and said to the guy, listen, I'm being blackmailed, right? For something so big. I named the three
How do you
people.
put a report on that when you won't tell us what it is?
I can't tell you because
You
if
can't put a report on that.
because I know what you're going to do when I tell you and when you find out what it's about. I know exactly what you're going to do.
Larry, you just sound a bit mad. You've got to be more clear. You've got to...
You're not
Lisa,
helping me. You're not helping me at all.
I will tell Sir Bert, we sat down and we spoke about this in
I
the
think
house.
that the real,
You
see,
can't,
there's upper...
you can't just go and tell
No,
somebody
it's-
else.
All right,
I'll
tell you what,
policeman.
I'm going to prove, I'll tell you what I'll do. Right? I say that I've been in here. I say that I told you what I told her. And I walk out of here.
Yeah, but what have you told him, Larry? You've got to tell him
I've
something.
told him, this is what I've told you. I've got a load of fraudulent stuff
Yeah. I
from
understand
bailiffs
that.
saying that. And the reason they're sending
Yeah,
it me.
is because you think those three are blackmailing you for something you've witnessed and seen.
Right.
I understand this, right?
Right. That's what I've told you.
I
Right.
need
That
to
is
know
what.
what you've seen, what you've witnessed.
Can't tell you that.
We can't do anything, can we?
You can.
You can.
You can do...
We can't arrest someone without any evidence, can we?
Yeah, but if someone goes and goes into a police station, they've got beaten up, right? And they come in
We
and
have
say,
evidence that
yeah,
someone's been beaten
you
up.
can see that they're being beaten
Yeah,
up.
we can see that.
Yeah,
they've
and
been beaten up.
the evidence of the fraud is there.
It's there.
They haven't got to go back and give you the motive for that person doing it before you're going to act. You will look at the evidence and see whether it's a crime or not. That's what you would do. The motive for the crime comes after. We're saying,
Right, okay.
we're saying that.
We arrest these three people, okay?
Yeah.
Take them into
We go
custody.
to police
I asked
station,
them.
and we go,
No, what you could do,
someone said you blackmailed them.
and they say,
And they go,
I'll tell you what
haven't. They go, okay.
okay, that's fair enough.
Where do we go from here?
What
We've got
you-
I'll tell you
more
what-
to go on,
do
haven't we?
that.
Okay,
Not when you
okay,
look
that's
back.
fair enough. I can understand that point, but I have one advantage. I will prove that there was blackmailing because the story.
But we need a statement from you to then question them about that.
No, because when
We
you
cannot arrest anyone without a
you
statement
won't
and
arrest them.
evidence.
I'll tell you what happens if I told you what it was, you wouldn't arrest them.
What do you want us to do?
You'll come and get
That's what
me.
you want us to do.
Because, do you know how I know you come and get me? But do you know
I don't know,
that?
mate, because I don't know what you're on about.
No, don't tell him.
Hmm?
Don't tell him.
No, you don't want me to say anything. No.
Yeah, but
No, not about the fraud. Is why I can't tell him.
You're not telling me anything. I can't go on any of this because I
Are
don't
you
know
going
what
to
you're
tell
talking
me?
about.
You're telling me why I can't tell it.
No, it's not what I'm witness to. I can't tell him that.
do you believe that these are fraudulent
Or not,
tickets
or
here?
not.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah, they might be. I
Well,
don't,
there
I
you
don't know.
go.
I don't know the paperwork. All right, I don't know what their paperwork
One
is
of
like. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But
No, you can't.
unfortunately,
They're originals.
all this
No, I've got
paperwork
loads
is
of
all
them.
civil.
no,
It's
no,
not
right.
civil,
Okay, that's
they're-
your position.
it's
If
not
it's
civil,
civil,
they're
if
criminal.
it's civil, I cannot be blackmailed. If your position is that this is civil, that means they can't be blackmailing me. They couldn't be because it's all civil anyway. So if that's the case, right?
And all that.
If they're fraudulent, it's a criminal.
The best
It's-
Yeah. But he's just said
That's
this
what we
is
need to try
civil.
and establish, right?
If this is civil, they cannot be blackmailing me.
What we need to establish is whether it is criminal or not, okay?
Right.
And
You
the
can
best
prove
thing-
it.
the
You
best
can
thing
prove
to
it
do-
by showing you the.
I
prove it by showing you.
Would you say that fraudulent, issuing fraudulent parking tickets is civil or criminal, in your opinion?
I don't know if they're fraudulent.
Now, asking
Alright.
you, if someone issues a fraudulent bill
say,
And you think the council are going to do that, leave themselves wide open to do that?
Well,
they've done it. They've done
I can't
it.
believe
That's-
that. And that's
they've done
what I
it.
say, and we're giving
And
you
you
the
need to
rules
investigate whether or not they've done it. That's where you have
That's
to.
what you
This
want
is what
to
you
do.
need to help us out with. Because you
Right,
need
well,
to
I
get,
prove
you
to
need to
you.
get a solicitor. So
No,
the more
I'll
ammo
tell
you've got with the solicitor,
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to break the story to the press and say that I came into the police, right? And they refused because
no, I'm not saying I'm refusing. I'm
I'm
saying you need to
saying
help us out.
because
first.
the press, the reporters are going to ask me, why didn't the police act?
Mate, all of this is recorded.
Can I have a
all
tape?
of this is recorded.
Can I have a copy of the
I'm
tape?
trying to help you.
Can I have a copy of the
I'm
tape?
trying to help
Lauren, you've got to show him how that's fraudulent. You've got evidence.
Please,
that the
I've
tickets
just
are
explained it to that.
Dawn,
What I want you
laws,
to do
there's
is
laws that
speak to the
say
solicitor.
whether
When
that's
this
fraudulent.
first came out and your BMW took, did you go and speak to the solicitor about that and see why they'd taken it before you took
I
it?
knew why they took it. I knew why they took it.
Yes,
Because
you're
all I
not
had to
telling
do,
us, are you?
all I had to do was to ring up the bailiff. Because if the bailiff took the car over a legitimate parking
How have
ticket,
you got the bailiff's phone number though?
because it's got to be on the ticket. The bailiff's number has got to be on the form. Mr. French is not a bailiff. He doesn't exist. Right? Mr. French, I rang that number. I said,
Yeah.
Mr. French, you're not on the bailiff register. You'll be perpetrating a fraud if you're charging £1,092. He's not on the register. I've got
That's
loads
what
of
you need to
them.
tell the police.
I've got loads of these. This is 4 parking tickets. 4. Out of the 30. I had 30 bus lane parking tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But they've only chased me down for 4. The 4 that I reported to the chief executive of the council telling him I've been blackmailed. They're in his possession. So that's why they need to get rid of them 4. Right? He's a witness because I sent him the parking ticket saying the picture was doctored. I sent him my logbook for my car saying it's an ambulance. You are exempt from
Right,
it.
I'm saying
Okay.
we will not put this report on unless you tell us
Okay.
what this blackmail is about.
Okay. And hold on a minute. To chief executive, I sent him that. I sent him the adjudicator's decision saying the van's exempt. I sent him that, right? 4 parking tickets. The rest of the 25 they haven't bothered chasing down. It's only them 4, right? And what they did, they split the 4 up between bailiffs. They didn't give it to one bailiff and he came and sort the whole thing out. They gave one to Newlands. They gave one to one bailiff from JBW. So they all started racking up bills that come to thousands of pounds over 4 parking tickets. And when Reece Hilton come down when the first bailiff come to my house, I said, my van's there. If you want to clamp it, clamp it. I'm not going to struggle with you because it's exempt. He put the clamp on. I said, take it off. He took it off and he left. Then when they knew I wasn't going to pay, they said, you need to get hold of his £50,000 BMW. £50,000. Took the car for one of the parking tickets and then come back and took my wife's car and my van for the other 2. Now, if that isn't fraud, if that doesn't ring a bell, then I need to take my documents and I need to go elsewhere. Right?
You need to get a solicitor as well.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
do, you do.
I'm appreciate.
We will put a type of crime report on for you, right? At the moment, we've got nothing. We've got nothing because you're not giving us anything. All right?
Listen, all I would ask you for is to take recording. I want to come back. I think you're a nice bloke. I really do. And I'm not being so
I want
kind.
you to give me more information,
Right.
though, regarding this fraud.
Okay. And I think you're trying your best.
And what you've seen and what you
But
you believe. This is
all I
happening.
want, I'll tell you what I want now, because I'm struggling to get the police.
I know you're frustrated. I know you're.
And I think what
understand
happens
that,
is,
all right?
the police see JBW and you think, no, we can't go there.
No, I don't. I don't know that company. I don't know it exists.
Bailiffs, no, we can't go there. We must protect the bailiff first.
No,
that's
not
that,
true.
right?
No.
Well, go round and arrest Reece Hilton and ask him what he done with my £50,000 BMW. I've told you his name.
It's stolen.
It's stolen. Reece Hilton stole a car, a £50,000 BMW, for I don't know what parking ticket, and he doesn't know. The one thing about Reece Hilton, the good thing I'd say about it, he told me he was ordered to do it.
By who?
I said, Reece, the geezer was in such a state, right? When he took the car, I said, what? Because he's got to sell it, and to pay the parking ticket. He's got to do that if it's genuine. He couldn't sell it because the parking ticket was fraud. So he said, I've given it to someone. And they held it, until I said, I'm not paying it. I am not paying it. At some point, I'd go to the police. And when the heat got heavy and they saw that they couldn't blackmail me, they came and they took my wife's car and my van.
Except an ambulance.
They took my wife's car and my van on the same train, towed her one on the road. right? And there's reasons that I can't tell you. I think you're a nice bloke, but when he's put on you to do the wrong thing, it might happen. Because I don't think you can. If I told you what it was, you'd fall down on the floor. You really would. I'm not joking with you. Would he fall down on the floor?
You would.
If I told you
can't
what,
protect us.
you can't protect. When I tell, if
Senior
I
enough to
deal with it. If I told you the reason, if I told you we are scared. If I told you, do you think, right? If I was blackmailed and I would tell you about it. I would tell you about it. But I am scared.
Right, okay.
I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to. I am scared. When people come to my house and start nicking things from my house, towing them away in front of video, right? Right? And listen, I called the police.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
I called the police, right? And they saw what was going on, right? And they was very uncomfortable, but they didn't want to get involved, right? And that's the reason I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you, right? Now, listen to me, mate. And I don't mean to be sarcastic. I'm scared for my wife, for my sister, because they know that they know as well.
They know, I know.
They know that she knows. They know that he knows. They know that we know, right? And I can't tell you. I will tell Sir Bernard, you give me a crime number and I'll ring him tomorrow and I'll tell him. I'll say, Mr. Bernard Hogan, how? This is why they'll blackmail me. And he's gonna, he won't believe it. Mr. Hogan, I won't believe it, so don't know.
And I think he's the kind of person that can really deal with some of the people involved.
So what do you want in now here, Lauren?
I want him to record the crime.
What
And if
crime?
anything happens after that,
Because
he's
I tell you what,
man.
I'm not being funny, and I don't mean to be, you know, I'm not being funny, and I've got no offence, you know, I mean, I don't mean to come in here and be upset. Can you understand where I'm coming? Have you ever been in a...
I can totally understand.
Can you understand if somebody is blackmailing you? I can understand that bit, but can you, as a victim of crime, can you understand?
You're scared to put yourself in a position where
you're getting blackmailed, let's say for example, by somebody, a politician, right? So you're getting blackmailed by a politician who knows Bernard Howe, and he can squash you tomorrow. Could you imagine what that feels like? Can you imagine, right? And the only resource I've got is to go to the police, right? And I know that somebody up there can come down and can come down and say, listen, you can't go. Tells you, listen, whatever PC, you can't run with
We will
it.
put a report on now, okay? I spoke to my colleague and put a report on. But I seriously advise you.
A lawyer can't help me. A lawyer can't help me because the lawyer's going to have to will say to me, whoa,
Yeah.
I've been to a lawyer. Hold on a minute.
You need help, don't you, as well?
Yes.
You need help. I need help from you.
Legal advice.
I need
help.
help. I need help from you. That's why I'm here.
We'll put a report
All
on
he needs now is
as
And I
much as
need-
what you've told
Tell
us.
him, put the link.
I need you to protect me. And I hope I want to videotape that. I come in here and said to you and to you, right, I'm being blackmailed.
And your name.
I've named the three people.
Yep.
They obviously have power because they can do this. And the reason they picked this type of blackmail up, right, is because when I bring it to you, they know that you're going to say, oh, I can't get involved. That's why they've done it that way. I'd have preferred them if they...
Because of the ins and outs of that. But we'll put a report on, mate, and hopefully someone will get hold of you from... It won't be our crime, it'll be... Where do you live? So it'll get passed to them.
Yeah, okay.
That's all we need.
Thank
No.
you. Listen, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
Right?
put a report on it, it gets...
I can understand that you want me to
It's
tell
not a
you.
record.
You want me to tell you what it is. I can understand.
Yeah, I do. I need to know something.
But if you knew what it
Because the
was,
first thing you read this report, it's just going to go...
Let's put the report
You will
on.
hear about it when I can assure you it will hear about it.
Things like this do happen. You
do
know.
you know what? I
I'm such a struggle.
You say you just said to us...
I couldn't. I cannot believe. Do you know what? I can't
We need
believe.
to know how we can help you.
Yeah, I can't believe, and I get up every day that I was a witness to. I wish I wasn't a witness to it. I wish I wasn't, right? And when I was a witness, they knew I was a witness when I didn't even know. It's only when I turned on the telly. And when I turned on the telly, I thought, hold on a second, that's the link between them and what I'm watching on the telly. That's why they've come after me.
All right, okay.
Let's do the report.
And
Yeah.
those perpetrating the crime, there's others involved that make it done. So that's why the other people involved. Yeah, and then just
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to get a crime number?
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Listen, I'm ever so grateful for it, but you got to understand that I'm so
Beside himself.
beside myself about it. I really am, and I will. when you find out, right, you can, I bet you point the, listen, I've been in the paper before, mate. My charity work has got me in the paper. I've been in the Evening Standard, loads of papers, for rescuing swans. They know me as the swan man around here. I rescue for the police, I rescue for every charity, rail track. There you go, there's a picture of me, right? They know that I've got links to the press as well. That's why they're turning the heat on. That is me, right? And I've got loads of cuttings, pictures. I rescue birds. I'm not a criminal, but I fell into something by mistake, right? And when I fell into it, okay, it turned my whole life upside down. And let me tell you something, they nobbled me at work. They came after me at my work. I got sacked from my job after 30 years. And when I found out the person in work was related to what I was watching on the telly, I said, when is it going to end? Right? When is it going to end? And I got proof that the solicitor at work knew the person who was blackmailed. I had the proof. And
what will happen, we'll put the report on, it'll get passed to someone in CID from and they're going to, you're going to have to give them more info, alright? Because they were, I promise you now, they will not do anything with the crime unless you help them out, because they've got the
They could do something with it. They can put me in handcuffs and bring me down there and say, you stay here until you'll never get out, mate. You can't go loose. You cannot tell this to the press. They could do that. Do you think I'm worried about that? I am worried that...
No, I'm saying, if you want, when it gets past the CID officer tomorrow, you're going to have to help them out.
Listen,
and give them as much as you can, or as much as you want to give us. Because otherwise we can't take the crime any further, can we? We've
Give
got
a lot of
nothing to-
information on the actual crime. What they
I mean, when the guy comes round, I haven't explained the fraud very well. It's very, very difficult. Well, it's not that difficult. All they kept doing is sending me... Some of the tickets they were sending me for 2013 were photographic evidence for some of the tickets in 2000. They didn't even care how they fraudulated the tickets. They run out, the council didn't even care. They were just sending them out anyhow. They didn't really care. As long as the tickets was out, it would validate a warrant, right? And all they used to do, they just kept sending them. And I thought, when is it going to stop?